Hello lovelies. So I'm so excited because this is the very first Halloween tutorial that I am creating for you guys. This is my interpretation of the Jack and Sally Halloween look. You've got Jack on one side, you have Sally on the other. Now you can take this any way you want to. You can do your entire face Jack. You can do your entire face like Sally, or you can do exactly what I did here and create both, because who doesn't like a little bit of split personality? So yeah, if you want to see how to get this, please continue to keep watching. Alright guys, the very first thing I am doing is creating the white canvas for Jack. He is a skeleton after all, so I want to make sure everything is white. I am just using a regular old white body paint. So I started out at a different angle, realized I hated the light, so now I am here in my original position. And be sure to cover your lips, your ears, and as far down your neck as you are going. Don't worry too much about the eyes because that will be covered in black later on. So like I said, here comes the black. I am taking a black eyeliner, anything will work, and sketching out the shape of Jack's eye. I was using kind of the like classic Jack face that you see on like all the merchandise and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of like the creepy, angry looking face. Anyways, so I sketched that out with a black eyeliner, and then I'm just taking black body paint and filling everything in, creating a nice crisp line and making sure that it is the exact shape that I want. And here I am just, again, refining the edges and making sure that everything is not kind of fuzzed out. I really want this to look like a black hole. Next, I am taking a black eyeliner again and just lining my waterline so that there is nothing showing except for the whites of my eye. And to make sure that it stays in place, I am taking the blackest eyeshadow that I have, and I am just covering the entirety of my black body paint. Now in general, body paint does require a powder to set, but I am also trying to do this in a very humid climate, so it just wants to slide all over my face. So it does take some refining a couple times throughout this. The next thing I'm going to do is draw out Jack's mouth, and he's got a pretty simple, like, wicked smile going on, so it's one kind of curvy line and you're good to go. So once you have Jack's smile, you can start adding the teeth. And this is probably the simplest part. It is literally just vertical lines right along the edge of the mouth. I do curve mine a little bit to kind of give the illusion that it is 3D, something that is not necessary, but, you know, adds that little extra touch. So I'm working with what I have here, and I am filling in the nostril area black just to make it look more like a hole. Jack's actually goes the opposite direction, but that's not the way that my nose goes, so I have to do it downturned. But it still works, right? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this is my absolute favorite part, the shading. This is what's going to make it look more lifelike and 3D. Right now I'm focusing underneath the eye to kind of give it a little bit of a lip so that it doesn't mend into the cheek. And then I'm going to do the same thing up top to give the appearance of more of a brow bone. Now if you have dark eyebrows like I do, the first thing you really want to do is to make sure that you kind of glue your eyebrow down using like the glue stick method or anything like that. For the purpose of this I did not, because I was taking it off immediately afterwards, but you get my point. So after the brow bone, I'm actually creating kind of like a forehead area. This is going to make it look a little bit more lifelike. And then down below the jaw, I'm actually faking a little bit of another lip. I feel like I'm using that word a lot. And then right on the nose area. So because Jack's face is actually a little bit more round than mine is, I am going in with that same gray eyeshadow and I am contouring around my face to at least just round it out a little bit. So the very last step is to create the shadow effect on the teeth. Again, not super necessary, but it does add a cool touch. I'm creating kind of like an L shape, going right where the teeth come together and then right down the side so that they look round. I don't want them to be flat on my face. So I'm not really sure what happened to the clip, but after I did all this shading, I did go back and redefine the teeth and the smile so that they weren't so smudged out. And now that you have your Jack face, it's time to move on to Sally's. So the first thing I'm going to do again is create a base, but this time it's going to be kind of like a gray blue. I don't want it so blue that it looks like the sky, but I definitely don't want it to be white. So unlike with the Jack face, I am actually not covering my lips, but I'm still going to avoid a lot of the eye area, but cover my ears and neck. And yeah, I was probably cleaning this paint off my ears for about 2 days after this. Once I am blue everywhere that I want to be, I am drawing a giant circular white eye, and then I'm going to fill this in kind of like I did with the black. I'm going to be filling it in with a little bit of white face paint, lining the waterline with a white eyeliner, and then covering it all with a white eyeshadow. The best one that I have found is Takeo from Sugar Pill. It's super matte, super pigmented, and it just covers the body paint really well. So I'm also covering my eyelashes a little bit. They are pretty dark, so I don't want them to stand out. And then lastly, like I said, adding a little bit of eyeliner to hide everything. The first part of this is just a rough sketch with a blue eyeliner to outline the eyes so that I kind of had a point of reference. This isn't super necessary, and as you can see later, I end up pretty much taking the whole thing away. Sally is one of those kind of sickly looking characters, so to give myself a frame of reference, I'm drawing this really large, really intrusive bag under her eye, just so that I kind of know where I want to go later on. And then I'm creating a brow bone to match Jack's. Both of which are in a bluish gray eyeshadow. And then again, her face is rounder than mine, so I am contouring just a smidge here around my face. For Sally's mouth, she has more of a smile than Jack, so I'm making one simple little line going to my lips, and then using a darker blue, I'm going to create her stitches. Again, I am looking at a picture of Sally. That is where I'm getting kind of the design for these stitches. You can do that, or you can make it up however you want. Now she does have a stitch along her forehead going to her eyebrow, so I did create that one as well. I thought it was kind of a cool aesthetic little design. For the stitches on my neck, I'm actually using the natural crease that is like on everyone's neck. You can kind of see it there. It's right where you bend, but I'm using that to create the line, and again with more stitches. I don't know why, but stitches are just kind of fun to do because they're super simple, but yet they look really neat. So if you are wondering why I still haven't blended out her eye, this is the reason. You cannot forget Sally's lashes. That is definitely a huge part of her character. And they are obviously very sewn on and fake looking. So you can just create, kind of like the stitches, some little V's that really have no rhyme or reason to them. So of course we can't forget Sally's beautiful red lips, so I'm just taking a red lip liner, more of a blue base, darker red, and literally lining and filling in my lips. It is that simple. And I did feel the need to add a tiny bit of a cupid's bow, so that was that. Finally, for the eyes, I blended out that blue a lot, and then I'm just taking a little bit of that black on a very, very thin brush, and I am creating the outline for her eye. You can see this looks much better now that everything is blended out. And I can't forget to bring back in that tired looking bag under her eye. So I'm using that dark blue and just very, very lightly drawing one in, and right underneath her brow bone as well to give it a little bit more definition. And then you are done. So now you have Sally as well as Jack. I hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, so what do you think? This is the final result for the Jack and Sally look. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them below and I will get back to you, I promise. And if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button because that helps a lot and it makes it so that I can keep making videos for you. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up because we all like thumbs up. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye! The skin that is going to be poking through is going to be really raw and irritated. So I'm taking a hot pink shadow and just going right inside the little holes that we made